shouldn't, really. This only proves that Mrs. Lindsey must be a deeply disturbed person.
I didn't realize that.
You know, it probably accounts for all the problems you've had. If she attempted suicide, it only proves that she's the one who's irresponsible and indifferent to the feelings of others. She should feel guilty, Dr. Lindsey, not you. Suicide is the last desperate act of an unbalanced person.
I know, Dr. Hardy, I know that. But I still feel very sorry for her. I know she suffered.
And so have you. And so have others.
General Hospital is brought to you by DuPont Teflon, eliminate scouring. By Clorettes. Clorettes help stop bad breath in seconds. And by Playtex Living Stretch Bra.
Mary, did you put that bra through the washing machine?
Sure I did. It's a Playtex Living Stretch Bra, made to be machine washed.
Must be comfortable, but doesn't the elastic stretch out?
Not Playtex elastic. It's made without rubber. I've machine washed this Playtex bra at least 50 times. In detergent, bleach, still stretches like new. Look at the stretch in this strap.
Adjustable, too.
Go on, stretch it. You'd never guess it's been washed so many times.
Side stretch this way, every way.
You'll love the fit.
But I have midriff bulge. I really need a long line.
With some dresses, so do I. Then I wear the Playtex long line stretch bra. Same lasting stretch. Straps. Sides.
And it's light, cool.
Really takes care of midriff bulge comfortably.
That's for me.
For lasting stretch that won't wash out, new Playtex Living Stretch Bra.
I get that, Meg. 7th floor nurse's station, Miss March speaking. May I help you? Yes, Mrs. Lindsay's a patient here. No, no visitors yet. Why, yes, Dr. Lindsay's at General Hospital. Who am I talking to, please? I'm sorry, but I'm allergic to newspaper reporters. Bunch of vultures.
No, I can't believe it.
What, Clampett?
Mrs. Lindsay. She's so attractive. I can't believe anybody would do something so desperate.
You know, somehow your logic escapes me, Clampett.
Well, so if they want to get a divorce, it's not the end of everything. I mean, she's so attractive, and she can get another man. And Dr.
Clampett! Clampett, you're a little young. But maybe someday you'll learn there's a lot more things in life than just being married to any man. And anybody who tries to commit suicide's got a lot of things wrong with them.
I'll say.
Clampett, will you please sterilize the thermometers?
Yes, Miss March, but I didn't know what to say to her. She was crying when I went in.
Lucille, I think I'll go in and see Mrs. Lindsay.
7th floor nurse's station, Miss March speaking. May I help you? No, I can't.
Hello, Mrs. Lindsay.
Mrs. Bentley.
How are you feeling?
I feel awful.
Would you like some water?
No.
Well, you won't be uncomfortable much longer. Worst will be over in a day or so.
Will it?
Mrs. Lindsay, I know this is very hard for you.
All I've done is make one awful mistake after another. And this last one was the worst.
Yes. Yes, it was a mistake. You have a lot to live for, Mrs. Lindsay.
Mrs. Bentley, I have no children. And my husband hates me. Now, just what do I have to live for?
Look, Mrs. Lindsay, I don't know what you mean by living, but there are a lot of people whose problems are much worse than yours, but they want to keep on living. And there are a lot of people who don't have families, who live for other people, maybe just so that they can help other people.
Well, let's just say that I'm selfish and totally lacking any sense of proportion. Look, Mrs. Bentley, I know you mean what you say. But the fact is, I've lost everything that meant living to me.
Not everything.
Everything important.
You still have the most important thing there is.
What do you mean?
You're still alive. You have a chance to do something with your life, but you've got to earn it.
What does Peter think of me?
He was frightened, terribly frightened, until the crisis was over.
Oh, I'm so ashamed. I've done so many awful things.
The important thing is what you do in the future. I know you've done things that you're not proud of, but we all have, haven't we? But you've got to keep going on and doing the best that you can. I really think life is what you make it, Mrs. Lindsey. Well, I guess I've said all I have to say.
Mrs. Bentley, why do you bother with me? I should think you'd hate him, too.
I don't hate you. I want to help you if I can.
You still would?
Yes.
I'd like you to know something. I would never have let them name you if there'd been a court trial.
Thank you. Carol, I never was going to marry Peter. My feeling for him was just friendly concern, that's all.
I think I knew that all along. I can understand Peter's falling in love with you. You're so different from me.
I don't think he was ever really in love with me. I mean that. I was there and sympathetic when he was blaming himself for neglecting you and your marriage for his medical practice.
He said that?
Yes, he did. And I just happened to be around.
If I'd known that he felt anything like that, well, none of this would have happened.
Or maybe he needed something to shake him up, too.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late for both of us. What would I say to him?
You won't have to say anything.
Oh, I'm afraid. Have I embarrassed him even more now?
Don't think about that. Peter will be all right. He has a lot of strength.
Yes. Yes, he has.
And so do you, too, Carol. I know you've made a lot of mistakes, and it's been difficult. And I think you chose the wrong way to solve them.
Our problems started a long time ago. I was very much in love with Peter when I married him. But he's what they call a dedicated doctor. And our life together became almost nothing as the years went by. I was so lonely. You don't know.
Yes, I do. I know what loneliness can make you do.
And that's when I started doing things I didn't want to do. It got out of hand. One thing seemed to happen right after another. The divorce, the countersuit. I couldn't get control of myself or my life. There was less and less hope of ever rebuilding what I'd lost. So I took the easy way. Now everything's much worse than it ever was.
Carol, please. I guess I'm just upsetting you even more, aren't I?
We'll return to General Hospital in just a moment.
Come here. Look at some great new products coated with DuPont Teflon. Teflon means no stick cooking, no scour cleanup with new electric fry pans. See? The egg slides right out. Cook pancakes on a Teflon-coated electric griddle. They don't stick. You'll love this Teflon-coated waffle iron. And this oven has walls lined with Teflon for easier cleaning. Teflon keeps food from sticking to casseroles and pop-over pans, too. And And Teflon makes deep fat fryers a snap to clean and prevents starch from sticking to steam irons. And lines the insides of coffee makers so you can wash them with less effort. And this new Teflon-coated saute pan comes clean with no scrubbing, no scouring. So I work harder. Look for the many wonderful work savers that carry this DuPont quality seal.
Hello, Lee. Don't bother getting up. I'm sorry I was late. There was a mission just as I was leaving.
It's all right. I've been waiting long. Now, let's see what looks appealing here.
Lee, I'm really not very hungry.
Well, I thought you said we were going to have a quick lunch in the coffee shop.
I know, but I really don't want anything to eat. You go ahead.
All right, I'll have I like steak sandwich rare. Don't you want some coffee?
All right, coffee.
2 coffees, please.
Thank you for coming.
I thought you sounded a little upset on the phone. Am I wrong?
Lee, Carol Lindsey tried to commit suicide.
Suicide?
Yesterday. She took some pills and then changed her mind.
Oh, Meg.
She called Peter at the hospital, then she collapsed. He went to the apartment. She was unconscious. He brought her back to the hospital.
Well, how is she?
I think she's going to be all right.
Oh, good. You know, I knew she was disturbed. Her behavior's been very erratic. I wasn't sure she'd go this far.
Lee, I don't approve of what she's done, any of it. But I feel so sorry for her. I'd like to help her if I can.
Oh, Meg. Darling, I think you should steer clear. I think the further you stay away from those 2 people, the better off it'll be for you.
But she's in the hospital and I'm a nurse.
All right, fine. Take care of her. Get her well. Get her up on her feet again. That's your job. But you're not required to do any more than that.
I know.
Meg, I don't want you to get involved and hurt again.
I'm glad to have you on my side. I like being taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I have some news for you.
What?
Mrs. Lindsey's lawyer called me this morning. He was a little disgusted with her. Apparently, she's decided not to contest the divorce, and she gave him instructions to withdraw the countersuit.
Withdraw the countersuit?
Yep.
Oh, she didn't tell me that. Only she's so miserable and so mixed up.
Yes.
Do you know what she said? That taking a life was the easy way out.
Of course, it isn't any way out at all. You know, when I was drinking, occasionally I'd come up through that alcoholic fog. I think I came pretty close to that same road a couple times. I'm very grateful that I decided to face the problems instead.
Well, how did you handle it, Lee?
Oh, well, I had help. I don't think I could do it alone. Thank you.
Lee, I want to help Carol if I can.
Well, Meg, you've done a lot for her already.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've helped Carol or Peter. I wanted to, but I didn't.
You told Dr. Lindsey you wished that he and his wife would be reconciled.
But I don't think that helped. Lee, if I had just discouraged Peter in the very beginning, I don't think he would have gone through with this divorce. I don't think anything would have happened. Lee, you just told me that you were desperate once and that you needed someone to lean on. I think I can understand how bleak life looks for Carol and for Peter.
Meg, I don't know what you can do, but I love you for wanting to.
Lee, I want to help. Tell me what to do.
Well, maybe if you could convince Mrs. Lindsey that something really wonderful does happen when you decide to face your problems. It gives you the courage to face the future.
Yes, I know that's true, but I don't think she's ready to listen to reason yet. Lee, Does Peter know that she was going to withdraw the countersuit before she attempted the suicide?
I haven't told him yet. I haven't been able to get in touch with him.
Well, I think he should know that. It might be important.
Well, he's free to get the divorce now. I suppose that's important to him.
But that might change his attitude toward her. Don't you think so?
Meg, I got the impression from Dr. Lindsey that nothing, I mean nothing, was ever going to stop him from getting that divorce.
But if he knew that she was going to withdraw the countersuit before she attempted the suicide, he might know that she was thinking about him.
I suppose so.
And then he'd know that she was sorry about everything.
I'm not sure Dr. Lindsey would look at it that way.
Oh, Lee, would you please tell him? It might help.
All right.
And
I'll try.
And would you please try to make him see what it could mean?
I'll certainly try, Meg. In fact, I'd do just about anything that you asked me to. Don't you know that?
We'll return to General Hospital in just a moment.
Do you sometimes feel you're being taken for granted? Just a little bit? Remember when you were first going together? Every moment seemed so special. Maybe your gray hair keeps you from looking as exciting as you still are. Hate that gray? Wash it away. Wash years away like magic with Loving Care Hair Color Lotion by Clairol. Colors only the gray without changing your natural hair color. No developer or peroxide, nothing to mix. This lovely, fragrant lotion just pours on right from the bottle. Washes gray away without changing your natural hair color. Actually leaves your hair in better condition than ever. So go ahead, look as fresh and exciting as you really are. Makes your husband feel younger, too, just to look at you. And Loving Care keeps gray away a month or more. You'll love it. Loving Care Hair Color Lotion by Clairol.
Carol, I just can't believe it. Everything so out of control. Why? Have I been so unreasonable, so cruel? Come in.
Dr. Lindsey, I'm sorry to disturb you.
What is it?
Well, Mr. Patterson is here. He'd like to see his wife.
Well, tell him there's no visiting yet.
But it's her birthday.
It's for her own good, Miss March.
Very well, sir.
Yes? Oh, thank you. Yes, this is Peter Lindsey.
Lee Baldwin, Dr. Lindsey.
Oh, yes.
I've heard about your wife. I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, it came as quite a shock. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Mrs. Bentley says she's going to be all right.
Yes. Yes, thank God.
Well, I'm sure you don't feel much like talking at the moment, but I have a little news for you.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, Mr. Norgard, your wife's lawyer, phoned me this morning and said that she'd instructed him to withdraw the countersuit.
Withdraw the countersuit?
Yeah, apparently she's not going to contest the divorce, so you shouldn't have any problem getting it now.
Well, I appreciate you telling me this, Mr. Baldwin. Of course, she must have done it before she...
Do you still want to proceed with the divorce, Doctor?
Oh, yes. Yes, Mr. Baldwin, I do.
Well, there should be no legal hitch, no hitch for you at all now. Unless you've changed your mind.
No, I haven't changed my mind. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Bye, Doctor.
I might have changed my mind if it weren't for this glass. Come in.
Peter, I could come back at another time.
No, Meg, please come in. I want to see you.
Peter, it's just been so hard on you, I know.
Well, it's better to talk to someone than to be stuck with my own thoughts.
I saw Carol a little while ago.
How is she?
Oh, physically, she's much better, but in other ways, she's very low.
Meg, did I do this to her?
No, I don't think you can blame yourself for this.
Well, I've been going back over everything that's happened. I'm not the one that was, well, faithless to our marriage. She was. I'm not the one who wanted a divorce. She did. And then she changed her mind. Meg, I couldn't go back. What's the use of trying to go back over everything?
Peter, it's clear that there's been something wrong with Carol for a long time.
I never dreamed she would do anything so desperate, so irresponsible.
It's been a long time in building up.
Yes.
Peter, Carol said she was ashamed of herself.
But it's a little late for that, isn't it?
No, it isn't too late. Carol has lots of good qualities, doesn't she?
She used to have, yes.
Well, they're still there. Just something's happened to them.
Are you suggesting that I'm what happened to them, Meg?
No, not entirely.
What do you mean, not entirely? But, Meg, I'm not responsible for...
I know. Not for this. Peter, remember you told me yourself that you were guilty about having neglected your marriage. All I'm saying that in the years past, you have had a responsibility for what Carol has done. Now, I'm not saying that you're responsible for all that she's done since then.
She's the one who brought all of this about.
But you knew she was miserable, that she needed help.
What can I do? What could I do?
That's not the question. The question is what you can do now.
All right, Meg, what do you suggest?
You can tell her that you want to help her. Help her find herself again.
You mean take her back? Is that what you're suggesting, Meg?
Yes, that might happen, mightn't it?
You mean put myself at the mercy of a neurotic, someone who could do anything she wanted, but she, just by threatening to destroy herself when she had the inclination? No, I'm sorry, Meg. I can't buy that.
General Hospital was brought to you by Easy Out, makes oven cleaning powerfully easy. By Clairol, creators of the exciting natural look and beauty. And by New Arid Spray Deodorant, to be sure. Inviting you to tune in tomorrow and every weekday for General Hospital.